Hi Nana. In this video, we'll learn about the different processes involved during metallurgy process. Okay, what is metallurgy? We have seen metallurgy actually it is the all the processes which are involved in the extraction of metal. Okay, collectively we call it as metallurgy. So now we will learn about what are the different processes involved during metallurgy. Okay. See, the first important process is dressing of the ore. Dressing of the ore. Dressing means it is nothing but cleaning. See, what is the meaning of cleaning? Cleaning means removal of impurities. So, in this process, this process okay, this process involves this process involves uh, several methods like uh, hand picking, okay, grinding, okay, crushing, okay, and pulverization. So hand picking, grinding, this is crushing and pulverization. So these are all processes which belong to which belong to dressing of the ore. Okay. So next process is concentration of the ore. See, the concentration of the ore involves, okay, it involves the methods like electromagnetic separation, gravity process, and 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 froth flotation. So I will explain you all these things so in detail. So for the just I'll give you I'm giving you the side headings related to the processes which are involved in the metallurgy. Okay. So the next one is conversion of the ore into an oxide or a desired compound. Okay, conversion of the ore into oxide ore. Generally, uh, the ore it may be of any type. Maybe maybe oxide ore or else maybe maybe chloride ore or maybe sulfide ore or else maybe sulfate ore or else maybe nitrate ore So like this. So whatever the ore it may be, so all other ores, they are converted into oxide ores. All other ores, they are converted into oxide ores because from oxide ore, the metal can be extracted easily. The metal can be separated from the oxide ore easily when compared to the separation of the metal from other ores. So that is why all other ores they are converted into oxide ore. So that is a third process related to the metallurgy. So conversion of the ore into oxide ore, okay, or desired ore. Suppose if there is any other form of the ore which can be which can be used to extract the metal, then the other ores can be converted into that form of the ore. Okay, so there is a desired compound. Okay, that means generally all other ores are converted into oxide ores. Okay, if there are any other type of ores also, which are from which the metal can be extracted conveniently, so all other ores can be converted into that type of ore also. Okay, so that means desired compound. Generally, the desired compound will be oxide compound only. Okay, right. The next process, the next process is extraction of metal from the concentrated ore. Okay. See, actually, in majority of the compounds, the ores are oxide ores. Okay. So, in those cases, so this step can be skipped off. Okay. So directly from this step, we can convert. We can go to the next step. That means extraction of the metal from the concentrated ore. Okay. Sometimes we may uh, use this method because if the ore is other type of ore, then those ores are converted into oxide ore, and from that, already it's a concentrated ore. Okay, so all these are concentrated ores. So there, after their concentration only, they are converted into oxide ores. So from the concentrated ore, so the metal can be extracted. So this is the fourth step. Is what is that fourth step? Extraction of the metal from the concentrated ore. Okay. Next, next one is refining of the extracted metal. Refining. See, already from the fourth process, metal can be extracted. That means metal can be separated from the compound. Suppose if this is the compound and this is the metal which is present in this compound. So here, the separation of this metal from the compound. So we have separated the iron from iron oxide. Okay. So that is nothing but the extraction of the metal from the concentrated ore. So the metal which is obtained from the ore, it is not in a pure form. It is impure form. Okay, it is called as crude metal. It is called as crude metal. So the crude, what is crude metal? Crude metal is nothing but impure metal. When metal is associated with some impurities, then it is said to be crude metal. Then we have to go for the preparation of pure metal. Okay, so that process is nothing but refining or also purification. So here the fifth process involves what? Refining of the extracted metal. So metal is extracted initially, but the metal is in the crude form. So now we have to refine, or else we have to purify the metal, so that finally we will get the pure form of the metal. So this metal is also not useful for us. Okay, the metal which is in pure form only it will be useful for us. Okay, so like this, so these are several processes which are involved during metallurgy. Okay, actually in this process, the conversion of the if you see, conversion of the ore into oxide ores, so there are some methods. Here it involves the processes like roasting, next calcination. So what happens? What is roasting and what is calcination? So we learn these things in detail. Okay. So while learning individually, we learn everything. Okay. Next, extraction. Extraction of the extraction of the metal from the concentrated ore. See, already we have seen, for example, Fe2O3, so it is an ore, concentrated ore. Okay, after concentration, the ore is left, the pure form of the ore. Okay, so enriched ore, it is also called. So the ore, the conversion of the ore, see, actually, the ore, it is converted into, the ore is converted into metal. That means metal is separated from the ore. Okay, the process of separation of the metal from the ore is said to be reduction. See, actually, in the ore, the metal is present in the form of ion. It is in the form of ion. Okay, so that ion from the ore, okay, the metal ion from the ore, okay, it is taken out in the form of metal. So that means this ion is converted into metal. This ion is separated from the ore and it is converted to metal. So here, as it is positive ion, so from positive ion metal can be separated only upon addition of the electrons. Upon addition of the electrons. So this process, addition of electrons, involves what? The process of addition of electrons to a substance is said to be reduction. Hence, the conversion of ore into metal is said to be reduction process. Okay, so here in the reduction process, some substances are helpful. Okay, the substances which help the conversion of ore into metal, okay, are said to be reducing agents. Reducing agents. So this ore, when it is made to react with reducing agents, so what are reducing agents? Reducing agents are the substances which help in the process of reduction of ore into metal. Okay, so the conventional reducing agents like hydrogen, coke, coke means carbon. Okay, carbon monoxide, and even electricity is also may be used, and even electricity also may be used as a reducing agent. Okay, depending upon the nature of the ore and the type of the metal from which that from which that we that is obtained from the ore. So depending upon the nature of the ore or else nature of the metal, so we may use a different reducing agents. For example, in the extraction of iron from the iron ore, so generally we use a carbon monoxide. So this carbon monoxide will take out oxygen, will separate the oxygen from the ore, and iron is left over. So carbon monoxide will pick up the oxygen. So how many oxygens are there in this ore? Three oxygen atoms are. So every carbon monoxide atom molecule will convert into carbon dioxide molecule. So by taking one oxygen, so as there are three carbon monoxides, so here three oxygens are there. So here they take these three carbon monoxide will take three oxygen atoms to convert into three carbon dioxide molecules. So and what is left over? So iron is left over. So in this way, the ore is converted into metallic metal. Okay. So here this process is said to be extraction of the metal from the concentrated ore. Okay, and it involves what? Reduction process. Okay, the metal which is obtained in this process, it is not in the pure form. So it is obtained in the crude form. That means it is associated with some impurities. Now the metal, now the metal is what? It is a crude metal. Okay, crude metal. So the conversion of crude metal into pure metal. Okay. The conversion of crude metal into pure metal. So this process is called as a purification. Okay, the process is called as purification, or simply we can call it as a refining. Refining. Okay. What is refining or purification? So the conversion of the crude form of the metal into pure form of the metal. So is said to be purification or refining. So refining of the extracted metal. Actually, this is extracted metal. The extracted metal is it is in crude form because it contains some impurities along with it. Okay. Now this should be converted into pure form of the metal. So the process is said to be refining. Okay. So refining of the extracted metal. Okay. It is a last process. See here there are different refining methods or else different purification methods depending upon the type of metal from which the type of metal involved. Okay, some metals, I mean here for example zinc. Suppose if zinc metal is obtained from its ore, then we use the purification method as distillation. Distillation as the purification method. Okay, sometimes we may use liquefaction. We may use liquefaction method. So generally, uh, metals like metals like lead can be extracted. Okay, or else can be refined by the method known as liquefaction. Okay, so next another method is another method is it is a it is polling. See, polling is very traditional, very old method. Particularly, this method is designed to purify copper metal. Okay. Next, next method is oxidation method. Okay, oxidation method. Okay, next is electrolytic method. Electrolytic method. Okay, electrolytic process. So these are different methods of purification or else methods of refining. So different metals we use different methods. Okay, so we will learn all these things in detail. Okay, one by one. So we will start with the ore dressing of the ore, or else simply it is called as ore dressing. Okay, right. So I have given only side headings so far. Now we will learn all these things in depth. What is dressing of the ore? That is, it is nothing but preparation of the ore in order to make the ore uh, in such a form. That means conversion of ore into such a form. It is nothing but okay, conversion of ore into such a form so that the impurity or the gang, so that the impurity can be removed easily, okay. So here the process of conversion of ore into such a form, okay, so that I mean that ore is converted into some forms, okay, in such a form so that gang or else impurity can be removed easily. So those processes it will be dressing of the ore, okay. So dressing of the ore involves what? Hand picking, grinding, crushing, pulverization. What is hand picking? What is hand picking? Hand picking means, for example, so there is a ore, there are ore particles, and along with the ore particles, there are some other impurities associated with. Okay, depending upon the size and color of the impurities, we can take out the impurities with the help of a hand. Okay, so by using hand, we can separate the impurities from the ore. So that process is said to be hand picking. That means in this case, the big lumps of unwanted lumps. Okay, they are lumps of rocks. So lumps of rocks, or else maybe of any other material. So big lumps, unwanted rocks, they are removed manually from the ore. So by using hands manually, we will remove the uh, unwanted lumps of rocks. Okay. So by their color, by their size, we can separate. Okay. So this process is to be hand picking. Okay. So next, what is the second process? Grinding. What is grinding? Grinding, it is also called as crushing. Grinding or crushing. So both. So grinding or crushing. So in this process, what happens? So these two processes generally we use together. See, actually, so the ore which is obtained from the earth, so it is present in the big rocks, rocky materials. So the big rocks, they are initially they are crushed into small pieces. The big rocks, rocky material, okay, which is containing the ore is present in that. So that is broken down or else that is crushed. Okay, crushed into uh, small pieces. So with the help of crushers machines, Okay, crushers. So crushing machines are used. So they are called as jaw crushers. Jaw. Jaw means, so generally we have jaws to crush the food materials. So in the same way, so there are certain machines known as jaw crushers, so which helps the crushing of large size rocky material into small pieces. And these pieces are further converted into very small pieces. These pieces are very converted further into very small pieces with the help of hammering. Okay, hammering process. So it is in the help of here hammering is done in hammer mills. Hammer mills. So in hammer mills, hammering is done. So what is hammering? The conversion of somewhat large size particle into very fine particles, that is small particles, small size particles. Large size particles are converted, they are hammered into small size particles. So that process is said to be hammering. Okay. So here it is nothing but grinding only. So conversion of large size particle into small size particles. So it is nothing but it involves both grinding and crushing. Okay. So for this process, so together combinedly we will discuss and grinding and crushing. So in the grinding and crushing process, so what are the different uh, machines used? So one is jaw crushers. Okay, next hammer mills. Okay, so remember these names. These names are important. So jaw crushers will convert into a large size particle into small pieces, and further the small pieces are converted into still smaller pieces by a method known as hammering. So which is done in hammer mills. Okay. So next pulverization. What is pulverization? See here, this is what? This is a crushed ore. This is what? This is called as crushed ore. See the crushed ore is made into a fine powder. So the crushed ore is converted into fine powder. So the process of conversion of crushed ore into fine powder. So this process is called as the pulverization. Pulverization. Okay. See, the pulverization is done in special type of machines known as ball mills or or stamp mills. Ball mills or stamp mills. So they are helpful in the pulverization process. What is pulverization process? Pulverization process is nothing but the conversion of the crushed ore into fine powder. Okay, it is called as pulverization process. So initially, if there are any lumps, very big lumps of impurities are present along with the ore. Okay, so the lumps of impurities can be removed with manually with the help of hand. So that process is called as hand picking. Next process is grinding and crushing. So by the process of grinding and crushing, finally we will obtain crushed ore. Okay. So for this, jaw crushers and hammer mills are helpful. And finally, so the crushed ore is finally converted to fine powder. So this is fine powder of the ore. Fine powder of ore. So for this, I mean the conversion of crushed ore into fine powder of ore. So the process is called as pulverization. And for pulverization process, so the machines useful are said to are called as ball mills or stamp mills. Okay, right. So this is about the dressing of the ore. So this, that means conversion of the ore by removal of so in this process what we'll do, we'll remove the I mean impurities, and finally so we'll make the uh, ore. Okay, now this is called as a dressed ore. Okay, we'll call it as dressed ore. So it involves all this process. Next, next process is concentration of the ore. So what is concentration of the ore? It is also called as enrichment, ore enrichment. It is also called as ore enrichment. See, actually, what happens during this process? During it, this process involves the removal of the gangue. It involves removal of the gangue from the dressed ore. From the dressed ore. Already ore is dressed in the first step, and now this is the second step. So in the second step, the dressed ore, from the dressed ore, the removal of the gangue so involves. So here, concentration of the ore it is nothing but the removal of the gangue from the dressed ore. So what is the use of this concentration method? So after removal of the gangue in the given sample, of the removal of the gangue, so what happens? After removal of the gangue, what is left over? The ore is left over. So that means the percentage of the ore is improved. For example, if you take a sample of the ore, in the sample of the ore, there are impurities also. There are impurities along with the ore. Along with the ore, there are impurities. Okay. See, impurities are how much? 25 percentage, and ore maybe it is of 75 percentage. Let us assume. Okay. So after removal of the impurities, so what happens? So only ore is left over. Only ore is left over. So we cannot remove all the impurities. 100% of impurities cannot be removed. So that means here and there are some impure particles, impurities. Now the percentage of impurities are 5 percentage only, whereas the percentage of the ore it is 95%. So here before the concentration of the ore, the the impurities are present in large amounts. So that is, due to the presence of impurities in large amount, the percentage of the ore, it is less percentage. But after removal of the impurities, that means removal of the gangue or its impurities from the dressed ore, so that means concentration of the ore. So this ore, after concentrated, what is happening? The percentage of the ore, it is improved from 75% to 95%. So I'm giving certain number, certain figure. It may be initially it may be 80% sometimes. So it may be converted to 95% or else 90%. So like that. So that means here the concentration of the ore involves, it is also called as ore enrichment. So this process, it makes the, okay, it it makes the concentration of the ore, it makes the increase, it makes the increase in the percentage, it makes the increase in the percentage of the ore, okay, percentage of the ore in the given sample, in the given sample. That means in the given sample, so in the given sample, so the percentage of the ore is improved from 80 to 95%, or else from 75% to 90%, or else from 60% to 95% or 99%. So like that. So this is called as concentration of the ore. See there are different concentration methods. Concentration of the ore. So here it involves different concentration methods. Depending upon what? Depending upon the nature of the ore, and nature of the impurities. Depending upon the nature of the ore and nature of impurities, or its nature of the gangue. Okay, depending upon the nature of the ore and nature of the gangue, so different concentration methods are uh, available. Okay, so what are the different concentration methods? What are the available different concentration methods? So what are the different methods? So already we have seen the electromagnetic method, electromagnetic separation method, electromagnetic separation method. Another one is gravity method. Okay, and another one is uh, froth flotation method. So froth flotation method. So here, so this process, when do we use this process? So electromagnetic separation method. Generally, electromagnetic separation process is used if one of the components, that is either ore or else impurity is magnetic in nature. That means electromagnetic separation, okay, electromagnetic separation, so this method is used, so if any one component, if any one component is magnetic and other component, other component is non-magnetic. See, actually here the ore, it is having two components. It is having two components. What are the two components? One is ore and another one is impurities. So there are two components. Okay. If one of the component is magnetic and the other component is non-magnetic. For example, if ore is magnetic and impurities are non-magnetic, or if ore is non-magnetic and impurities are magnetic, then in order to separate such impurities from the ore, we use electromagnetic separation method. Okay, that means based on the magnetic nature, magnetic property. So this method involves this method is based on what? Based on the magnetic nature. Magnetic nature. Okay, the magnetic based on the magnetic nature of the materials. So the material can be separated from impurities, or else impurities can be separated from the material. Okay. For example, for example, uh, in the separation or else in the extraction of iron metal, in the extraction of iron metal, the impurities associated is, see, this iron metal is obtained from this ore, iron oxide. Okay, so iron oxide, this is the ore and it is magnetic in nature. It's a magnetic nature, and the ore, this ore is associated with the impurities, silica, sand. So sand is what? Impurity. It is what? It is impurity. So this impurity is present in the ore and this impurity is non-magnetic. So this can be separated. Actually this sand or else this impurity is, it is attached to the ore of iron strongly. So how can we separate this one from this? So as it is based on the magnetic difference, the nature of magnetic difference, so this can be separated from this one, because this ore is magnetic and the impurity is non-magnetic. Okay, another example, let us take another example. In the extraction of aluminium, for example, aluminium is obtained in the form of ore, and along with the ore, the impurity is present. In this. So the impurity is magnetic impurity. Magnetic. What is that impurity? So the impurity is iron oxide, Fe2O3. Ferric oxide is the impurity, and this is the ore. So in the extraction of aluminium metal, so here aluminium is the ore and the impurities. So generally remember that impurities are present in very very little amounts. Majority of the substance will be ore only wherever we see. So what are impurities? Impurities are nothing but unwanted substances. Little amount of unwanted substances, when they are present with the other substance, the unwanted substance is said to be impurity. Okay. So now if you remove this one, then it will become pure substance. Because of the presence of this one, the aluminum is not said to be pure, it is said to be impure. Okay, as this substance is making this substance to be impure, and this is said to be impurity. Okay, so generally impurities are present in lesser amounts when compared to the actual substance. See here, in the extraction of aluminium from its ore, aluminium metal from its ore, so the impurities involved, okay, they are magnetic in nature, whereas the ore, it is non-magnetic. It is non-magnetic. So as there is a difference in the magnetic nature between the ore and impurity, so we can use this method. Okay, the method of electromagnetic separation can be helpful to separate the impurity from the ore if any one of the component is magnetic and the other component is non-magnetic. So in this case, ore is magnetic and impurity is non-magnetic. In this case, ore is non-magnetic and impurity is magnetic. So like this. So such methods, in such cases, we can use this method to separate the impurity based on the magnetic nature. Okay. See how this magnetic separation method involves. So we will learn the process of separation. So in the process of separation, so we use a magnetic wheel, electromagnetic wheel, wheel, and another wheel which is non-magnetic wheel. It is not electromagnetic wheel. So there are two wheels or also two pulleys. So between these two pulleys, a belt will run. A belt will run. So actually these two are connected to a motor. This is electric. This is electromagnetic. That means this wheel act as a magnet. While electricity is passing through this one, this wheel act as a magnet, and the other wheel does not act as a magnet. Okay, so it is non-magnetic wheel, it is magnetic wheel. Okay, so when we use magnetic wheel, then this process will become easy. See, what do we do? So this is a belt. So this belt will run in this direction. Okay, this belt will go in this direction. It keep on moving. Okay, so now this is a rubber belt. Okay, so onto this belt we pour what? We pour the concentrated ore. Or else we pour the pulverized ore. So actually this is what pulverized ore. So that pulverized ore is taken and it is poured onto this one. So continuously the pulverized ore is poured into this one. So what happens? The belt is moving in this direction. So that means this pulverized ore will move in this direction. The pulverized ore will move in this direction. See, the pulverized ore, it is containing the actual ore and also some impurities. For example, we are using this substance. So actual ore is what? Non-magnetic and the impurity is magnetic. So what happens? So this one is magnetic field. It is electromagnetic field. Electromagnetic wheel. This is what? Non-magnetic wheel. Non-magnetic wheel. Okay, non-magnetic wheel and electromagnetic wheel. So as it is electromagnetic wheel, so as it is having magnetic nature, what happens? This wheel will attract the magnetic substance. So the magnetic substance which is present in this pulverized ore, so that magnetic substance will stick. It will stick to the wheel. The magnetic substance will stick to the wheel, and the non-magnetic substance, they separate. That means non-magnetic substance gets separated because during this here it is the wheel is turned, the belt is turned as this material, this pulverized ore, it is having both magnetic and non-magnetic substances. So the non-magnetic substance, it won't stick to the belt. So non-magnetic the component, non-magnetic component will be separated and it is collected in a container. Okay, and here the magnetic component. So here the magnetic component will separate here. So magnetic component will stick to the wheel and it will move further along with the wheel and it gets separated somewhere here. So this is magnetic component. And this is non-magnetic component. Suppose if you take the the ore of iron oxide, so what happened? So out of these two, so it is having which impurity? Sand as impurity. Sand is, it is a non-magnetic impurity, whereas this iron ore, it is magnetic in nature. So if you take this pulverized ore, then what do we get here? So this ore is separated here and silica is separated here. Silica is collected here and ore is collected here. Suppose if you use this one, so ore is non-magnetic and impurity is magnetic. So in that case, if you use this one, what happens? Ore is collected here and impurity is collected here. That means ore is separated from the impurity. So we are pouring the pulverized ore, so which is having impurity along with it. But here, this during the electromagnetic separation, so this is what separation process. Electromagnetic separation, it separates the impurity from the ore, depending upon what? The magnetic nature. Based on the magnetic nature, so the ore is separated from the impurity. So like this, electromagnetic separation method is used. Okay, electromagnetic separation method, it is based on what? It is based on the magnetic nature or else magnetic property of the materials. If one material is magnetic and other material is non-magnetic, then they are separated from each other by electromagnetic separation method. So like this, what happened here? Before that, this substance is having large percentage of impurity and the percentage of the ore is less. But after separation, what happened? The percentage of the ore will become more because some of the impurities are removed. As some of the impurities are removed, then the percentage of the ore left over will be more. It is also called as ore enrichment or also concentration of the ore. So electromagnetic separation is one of the method of concentration of the ore. The next method is gravity. So we will learn the method of gravity and froth flotation in the next video. Okay.